Hi, this is Charles from Melbourne Coffee Academy, and today we're going to talk about texturing milk. This video is in partnership with Blackboard Coffee Roasters. So texturing milk can be one of the hardest things to get right when you're first learning coffee. That is because there is so much subtlety and nuance involved in getting that same milk each and every time. The three things you want to get right are your froth level, your texture, and your temperature. And the key for good milk is adding your froth in as soon as possible and adding the right amount of froth. Because once you're done adding your froth, you want to make sure that you're texturizing your milk. And you want to do that as long as possible. The longer you texturize your milk for, the more silky and creamy your milk will be. After that, you're always hindered by your temperature because your milk is heating up the whole time. So when it's 60 degrees, you want to turn it off. So if you miss that boat, you want to have time to actually add your froth, then spin your milk, and then turn it off at the right temperature. So the magic question I get asked is how much froth is enough froth, or how do you know how to add froth? So adding froth is actually lowering your jug and getting the surface of your milk near the tip of your steam wand. You'll hear this hissing or stretching sound, and you want to do that for a certain amount of time. But the real key here is doing it with the right intensity. So I actually use my ear to actually hear the sound I'm looking for. There's a certain sound you want to aim for when you are stretching or adding air into your milk. You can do it too gently, which is not correct as well. Or you can do it too aggressively, which means you have too much bubbly, frothy air. So the key is your position of your jug. And you also want to hold it with your left hand so your fingers aren't touching it so you don't burn your fingers. Rest the tip of your jug in the steam wand so it's never leaving that point. You also want to get the right height so that the surface of the milk is just below your steam tip. In terms of steaming a jug of milk, you want to first flush out your steam wand to clear out any excess water. Position your jug as I mentioned earlier. Turn on your steam wand. Put your hand back to your jug so you can actually feel the temperature of your milk, and immediately you should start hearing air coming in. If you don't hear that sound, you want to lower your jug slightly till you hear that sound, and when you're done adding air, you want to lift up your jug slightly. So when your milk is at the right temperature, take out your right hand and count to 3 and turn it off. So 1, 2, off. Once you're done with your jug of milk, make sure that you pour that quite quickly because it will separate. But some common mistakes you can make while you're steaming is obviously not adding enough air. So if you hear your milk kind of screaming or squealing at you, it's because you haven't added enough air. If you have time, you can quickly add your air, but if your milk is too hot already, then you probably have missed the boat, unfortunately. Another common mistake is adding your air too late in the process. So if you add that little bit of air right at the end, unfortunately your milk's going to have a really bubbly texture. Because whenever you add air, you need time to spin it and texturize it to work those bubbles out. And sometimes you'll find that when you're steaming a jug of milk, the bubbles will keep spinning on top and not being sucked down to create that kind of vortex to texturize your milk. That is because after you've done adding your air, you've raised up your jug a little too high. So try lowering your jug ever so slightly and those bubbles will actually suck back down again. So steaming a jug of milk will take some time. Just know it won't happen overnight. It will require practice and dedication. But once you get it, it will become second nature before you know it.